Hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of The Shape of Water. Let's do it. The Shape of Water is a drama fantasy film from director Guillermo del Toro and stars Sally Hawkins, Doug Jones, Michael Shannon, Octavia Spencer, Richard Jenkins, and Michael Stuhlbarg. An otherworldly fairy tale set against the backdrop of Cold War-era America circa 1962. In the hidden, high-security government laboratory where she works, Elisa is trapped in a life of isolation. Her life is changed forever when she and co-worker Zelda discover a secret classified experiment. Let me just say quickly before I go any further, sorry about my voice, I got a bad cold. Now, I got to close out my experiences at the Toronto International Film Festival, go Leafs go, with this film, The Shape of Water. And I want to say right off the bat, I know it's a really cheesy word, but it's the only word that will really suit how I felt about this movie. This movie is enchanting. I said earlier it's a drama fantasy, and it is both of those very much so, but it's so many more things than that. It's a period piece, it's a heist film, it's a fairy tale romance, and it's even a musical at times. All these things shouldn't really work together, and I can only imagine like a studio exec hearing Del Toro's elevator pitch, just being like, dude, what the f*** are you talking about? But somehow Del Toro manages to seamlessly weave together these genres into something really, really special. So just a little bit more on the plot. I'm not giving anything away that you won't see in the trailer, so don't worry. Elisa, who's played by Sally Hawkins, is a mute woman. She's very lonely. Her only friends are her roommate Giles, played by Richard Jenkins, and her co-worker Zelda, played by Octavia Spencer. So she works as a custodian in this secret government lab, and one day they bring in this creature known only as the Asset. And it's kind of like a creature from the Black Lagoon kind of thing, and she ends up developing a friendship with it, a connection with it. That's all I'll say. Now, being a mute character, Elisa doesn't speak a single word in the entire film. And Sally Hawkins has to rely on everything else she has to convey her character. So she does all of her acting with her eyes, her face, her breathing, her body language, and her physicality. And she does a phenomenal job. Richard Jenkins and Octavia Spencer both sort of function as the comic relief of this movie, and they both do it with aplomb. Octavia Spencer is the kind of wise-ass co-worker who's got a lot of agency, but she's a lot of fun. And Richard Jenkins is the roommate who's sort of a bit of a mentor, a very tight friend. He's an older gay man. And Richard Jenkins is amazing in this film. He might have been my favorite part of the whole thing. He also narrates the opening of the film, which really gives it that fairy tale flavor. Michael Shannon is adept at playing creeps. He's really, really good at it, and he plays the villain here. And his villain has all of these funny little quirks, but at the same time, he's a mean, menacing character. And I think this could very well be maybe Boardwalk Empire, but aside from that, this is probably my favorite thing I've ever seen him do. Doug Jones disappears into the role of the Asset. I like to think of Doug Jones as Del Toro's muse, and he doesn't, because he's a water creature, he doesn't say anything, and that's a kind of an interesting pairing with Sally Hawkins' character. But throughout the whole movie, I was like, this does not look like CGI to me. I think this is a practical bodysuit. And I read later, yeah, he was wearing like a full rubber suit. I think they may have used a little bit of CGI for the eyes and maybe the fins at times, but for the most part, it looks very, very real. Unsurprisingly so, it being a Guillermo del Toro movie, the film is visually stunning. From the early 1960s setting to the sets, the costumes, the color palette, this thing looks like a rich oil painting come to life. This isn't really part of the review, but it's a cool little story, so indulge me for a second. This isn't a spoiler, don't worry, but at one point, the main character walks into a theater, and everyone in my screenings started applauding, and for a second I was like, why are you guys cheering? I don't get it. And then I realized, the scene was shot in Toronto's historic Elgin Theatre, the very theater that I was sitting in during the screening of the movie. It looks like the camera was probably sitting right about where I was. So I'm looking at the screen, and the character is back to, she's looking at the screen, and around the screen you can see the proscenium arch and the box seats. So I'm looking at all this on the screen, which is surrounded by the proscenium arch and the box seats. It was a really magical little moment. Sorry, I had to get that out. This film is so many things, but at its heart, it's a love story and a musing on what it means to be human. It's gorgeous, it's inspiring, it's absolutely moving. I got to see 3 movies at TIFF. I also saw The Disaster Artist and Mother, and all 3 of these movies were wildly different, which is cool. But The Shape of Water is hands down my favorite of TIFF, and is on track to be my favorite movie of the year. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to give The Shape of Water, and I think I'm going to give The Shape of Water a... You only knew
I'm going through. I just can't smile without you.
Out of 10. So now I want to know, are you looking forward to this movie? Have you seen the trailers? Are you going to go see it in December? What are you thinking about it? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really liked it. And hey, why not subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. If you want to do that, you can click the Courtshake logo at the bottom right of your screen. Thanks very much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Take care.